Good morning, students. Today's my session in Module 4 Arithmetic is how to design subtractor, n-bit subtractor, computing the add time, fast addition, carry look ahead adder, and how what is the logic behind the carry look ahead adder. Let us look into these contents. Now recall how the subtractor is designed. The subtraction in the computer is performed using 2's complement x minus y. X minus y, it means you take the y component 2's complement and add it to x, which is nothing but you can see here x plus y plus 1. Y here is 1's complement of y and plus 1 constitute y plus 1 is nothing but 2's complement of y. Altogether you add to generate the x plus y result, which is nothing but subtraction. Now the same circuit can be used, the addition circuit what we have designed earlier, what we discussed earlier. That is, this is a carry bit ripple carry adder wherein you have n full adders to perform n bit addition was used. Okay, x0 y0 is 0th bit, x1 y1 is first bit, xn minus 1 is nth minus 1 n minus 1th bit because it starts from 0th bit. MSB bit is n minus 1 bit, LSB bit is least significant bit is 0th bit. So what was the drawback of this ripple carry adder? Yes, of course, the carry is getting propagated from FA0 to FA1 and FA1 to and further stages. So the S1 result will not be obtained till you get the C1 carry. And what are the inputs for FA1 carry? FA1 adder x1, y1, c1 in order to generate the S1 result. Now you observe here this the major drawback in the carry ripple adder is you won't get the result concurrently, sir. So at a time, as soon as you apply the input, output is not obtained. It has to wait for the intermediate ripple carry. Hence the it is slow. Now our goal is to design a fast adder. Let us see that in the next session. Before that, I'll have to discuss how a common adder or subtractor can be designed in the same circuit. Now you observe here X input is given separately to n bit adder. Y input is given to the circuit via the exclusive OR gate. Exclusive OR gate, what is the function of XOR? When both the inputs are same, the output is different. When the both the when the both the inputs are same, the output is 0. When the both inputs are different, the output is 1. This is what, and you have it is controlled by a control line called adds or subtract control line. When this control line is equals to 0, the circuit performs addition. When this control line is equals to 1, it means it's performing the subtraction. Let us see one example. Let us see an example now. Now the circuit which is shown here in this image now performs addition. X is equals to 4, y is equals to 3. X0, x1, x2, x3 are 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. Y is 0, 1, 1. Now what is the result you get? S0 to S3 is 0, 1, 1. Now y here, y component is used for XOR gate. Y plus add or subtract control line. Two inputs are given for the exclusive OR gate. Now for the addition and addition, this control line will be 0. Now you can see that y component is 0, 0, 1, 1. Add or subtract control line is 0. What is the result you obtain? Exclusive OR gate. 0 and 1, 1 and 0 is 1. 1 0 is 1, 0 0 is 1. Now you can look for the truth table over here. XOR is when both inputs AB is 0 0 or 1 1. When the inputs are same, the output is 0. When the input differs, the output is 1. This is what we got the result as 0, 1, 1. You mean to say, I mean to say, when the adder subtract control line is 0, y is directed as output of the XOR gate. Now, similarly, when x is given here, what is the x here? X is 0, 1, 0, 0. Y is what you got 0, 0, 1, 1. The component of input 0 is 0 and the sum what you got is 0, 1, 1. C4 is 0. C4 is the carry from the S3 bit. If your S3 is generating the carry, your C4 will be 1. If it is not generating, it will be 0. Now, add, that means one thing you have to note here is CO, that is input carry, initial stage carry and adder subtract control line are the same. You can see here, it is here red line which is given same line for the XOR as well as a CO input carry. Let us look for the next subtraction example. In the subtraction example, x is 5, y is plus 2. Now you have to perform x minus y. Now I have already explained you y is nothing but to take 2's complement of 5, then add it to x to get subtraction result, and the result also will be in 2's complement. Now during subtraction, y plus adder subtract control line is 1. Now y is 0, 0, 1, 0. You see here. Adder subtract control line is 1 means all its y component, this y exclusive OR gate, this line, red line what you see is 1. So here all ones are obtained. Now what you get here is 1, 1, 0, 1. 1, 1, 0, 1. Now, what is this? This plays 1's complement. The result what we obtain is 1's complement. By adding the initial carry CO here, you get the ultimately 2's complement. In this circuit, how 2's complement is generated using XOR gate is you can understand here. So, what is that? When your CO is 1, which is nothing but one input of XOR gate is 1, which is depicted here, and the other input is given as it is. You can see here, the other input is here, okay, and now this is nothing but your initial carry CO, so which is nothing but 1's complement plus 1, what you get is this result, which is the result is in 2's complement, and they add the x component to x because you are doing subtraction. Subtraction is nothing but addition. By using 2's complement, what is the result you obtain? The result is obtained here, and again the result is in 2's complement. That's all for this addition and subtraction. Now let us move to the PPT. I hope this circuit is clear with the example. Now let us compute the time incurs in this full adder, and we'll try to justify or analyze why this ripple carry adder is slow, why we have to design a fast adder. That is our talk of the topic. C1, that is carry 1 from the first stage. After obtaining S0, if there is a carry, C1 it will be 1. Whatever it is, C1 is available of after 2 gate delays. How is it? C1 is obtained. Can you see in the carry circuit C1 I is equals to 0. Ci plus 1, I is equals to 0. C1 is nothing but 1 gate delay for this AND gates. 3 AND gates are there. As soon as you apply X, Y and Ci with 1 gate delay, you will get the result, intermediate result. That result will be given to XOR gate. After 1 gate delay, another 1 more gate delay, you will get Ci plus 1. Now I is 0. So here you will get C1. So at least 2 gate delays are required to obtain the C1 carry. Now let us take S1. S1 is a sum 1 bit. Okay, so S1 is available after 1 gate delay. How is that? Now you can see when all the inputs are given here x1, I being 1. Okay, I being 0, x 0, y 0, x c 0. That means initial, as soon as you give the inputs, s 0. If it is I 0, s is 0. If x is 1, s is 1. So whatever it is, s1 or s2, s3, s3, s4, any sum bits are obtained with only one gate delay, as it is having only one XOR gate. I hope it is clear. Now we'll see the next circuit. Now this is a 4-bit ripple carry adder. Now we'll analyze the gate delays in this. So now you can see that this is 0, C0 is obtained with 0 gate delay because it's in initial carry. C1 gate delay is obtained by dot. Just now I told you it will be obtained with a 2 gate delays. S0 is available with 1 gate delay. Similarly, S1, this S1 is obtained S0 after generating S0 and C1. S0 and C1 means it is 3 gate delays. Okay, and C2 is obtained with how many gate delays? C2 is obtained with the 4 gate delays. In general, S3 is obtained. So after this, all this you can observe, we are able to devise a general equation in order to evaluate the gate delays in the n-bit ripple carry adder. Let us see in the board. any bit generation. Let us see n is equals to 16. That means you are designing a 16-bit adder. Yes, 15. N minus 1, 15 minus 16 minus 1 is 15. Yes, 15 is obtained in 2 into 16 minus 1. This is subtraction. So 32, 16 to the 32 minus 1, you need 31 gate delays. 31 gate delays in order to obtain the final sum bit of 16-bit adder. Similarly, Cn is nothing but C16. The carry from the last full adder stage is obtained with 2 into 16, which is nothing but 32 gate delays is required. Okay, now we'll see this. Okay, how do we perform the fast addition? So the main drawback of the previous circuit is intermediate carries C1, C2, C3. Now if we design a circuit in such a way that these intermediate carries are omitted, then the final circuit obtained is obviously the fastest circuit, the fast circuit which can perform the addition. Now recall the equations here. What we had designed using the by mapping the Karnaugh map, and we obtain the equation sum I is equals to xi exclusive yi exclusive ci, that is exclusive 3 input exclusive OR gate whose inputs are xi, yi and ci. Ci plus 1 is sum of products, sum of 3 products xi, yi, xi, ci, 3 gate was there, and we had just now shown in this previous. You can see this is the circuit. Now second equation can be written if you minimize or try to group it. Ci plus 1 can be reformatted into xi yi plus xi yi and removing the common term ci. Now we can again rewrite or minimize the equation or replace the equation to Ci plus 1 is equals to Gi in place of Xi Yi and Pi in place of Xi plus Yi. That means product term we are putting it as a Gi and the sum term we are putting it as a substituting it as a Pi. Now where Gi is what? Xi Yi and Pi is equals to Xi plus Yi. Now what is Gi? Gi is called as a generate function and Pi is called as propagate function. What is Gi and Pi? Gi and Pi are computed only from Xi Yi. Now you can observe the equations. They are independent of the carry. Independent. It is no more dependent on the carry. There is no carry. Intermediate carries is not at all there. Fine. Now Thus, they can be computed in one gate delay. Obviously, because one gate is required for a product, one gate is required for the sum. Both can be obtained in one gate delay each. Okay. Now we'll observe. Using this concept, we'll try to design the carry look ahead adder. What is carry look ahead adder? Now, replacing Ci plus 1 is equals to, from the previous thing, Ci plus 1 is equals to Gi plus Pi Ci. Now, similarly, Ci is equals to Gi minus 1 plus Pi minus 1 Ci. Similarly, if you keep on computing it, what is that by substituting, what you get is here is Ci plus 1 is equals to. Okay. So substitute C0. C0 is what? G0, P0, C0. Similarly, C1. C1 is, I, when substitute I is equals to 0, what you get here is, I'll try to do this. Okay. Let me, okay. See, when I is equals to 0, I is equals to 0 means C1. C1 is equals to G minus 1, P minus 1 and C minus 1. So now similarly you get this up. Whatever equation what you are getting here are independent. You observe Ca plus 1. Ca plus 1, it is now not at all dependent on the intermediate carry C1, C2, C3, C4. It is not at all there, only except C0. What is C0? C0 is obviously every time it is 0. This is an initial carry. Now we come to a conclusion from this is all carries can be obtained in how many gate delays? 3 gate delays. After X, Y and C0 are applied, how is it? 1 gate delay for Pi and Gi and 2 gate delay for AND OR circuit for Ci plus 1. And all sums can be obtained in 1 gate delay after the carries are computed. So, independent of n, whatever may be the n, whether it is 16-bit adder or 32-bit adder, 64-bit adder, 128-bit adder, it is only needed 4 gate delays. This is the beauty of the carry look ahead adder. Hence, it is a fast adder. But when you take 16-bit adder, just now I showed you example S31, that is is obtained by how many gate delays? 31. C32 is obtained by the 32 gate delays. 2 into 16, 32 gate delays. Now compare the gate delays here and there. So obviously this the adder which is using the carry look ahead concept is obviously very fast. Hence it's a fast adder. Now you see that why it is 1 gate delay. GI is generate term with 1 gate delay, PI is with 1 gate delay, XOR gate is there, and some I is obtained with what? Sum is obtained with the Ci plus 1 with 1 gate delay after the carries are obtained, and 2 gate delays for AND OR circuit, and OR circuit 2 gate delays. This is totally 4 gate delays is required. Okay, and the circuit designed using carry look ahead adder, which is nothing but fast adder, is you can see here in the figure. Now it is called bit cell, B cell instead of fast full adder. It is called B cell. Okay, which is a block comprised of what? B cell. B cell for single stage comprised of how many gates? 3 gates. Now compare in the carry look ahead adder, you had 5 gates. 5 gates. Remember? In order to generate the sum bit, one XOR one OR gate, 3 input OR gate, 3 input XOR gate, and let us go back to that circuit. How many gate? 1, 2, 3. 3 AND gates, 1 OR gate, 4. This is 5. 5 gates were required for the triple carry adder. In one full adder, 5 gates were there. Now compare with the bit cell, which is in the carry required adder. It is only 3 gates are required. So that means what you are trying to design, finally you are reducing the number of gates used in the circuit, as well as the design circuit is fast because it introduces very less delay compared to the carry look ahead adder. Hence this adder, using the concept of carry look ahead adder, is very fast. Now you can Performing n-bit addition in 4 gate delay is independent of n. It means what just now I told you. It's a uh, without the value of n, you can theoretically you can get it, but it introduces a fan-in constraints. Okay, it will emit some heat. Last AND gate or OR gate require fan-in of n plus 1 for n-bit adder. For a 4-bit adder, n is equals to 4, fan-in of 5 is required. Practical limit for most gates. That means if you try to design a very far big adder, you have a constraints in that. Okay, so what you can do, you can design a cascade of carry look ahead adder. Cascade is nothing but you are trying to build a 4 bit of carry look ahead adder and add together. It's like a designed in a form of chain. Okay, so here it is called as blocked carry look ahead adder. That's all for this session 3 today. Thank you. Here are the references.